Hi, hello there, back with another video. If you are already subscribed to my channel, thank you very much for tuning into another one of my videos. If not, thank you for joining. This is another part of my three-part series, What Are Macronutrients? This is tailored towards the maintaining community. If you want to maintain your current physique, whether that be from when you just finished bulking, or whether you finished cutting, or just you want to maintain where you are. You don't want to gain, you don't want to lose. This video may be just perfect for you. So, with maintaining, you want to really start thinking to yourself, how much do I eat in a week? How much do I eat in a day? A lot of people like to go about it as a month period of time. They like to calculate to how much do I eat in a month, and then I'll know how much I eat regularly. Now, that is a very great method if you have a lot of time. Not that you're supposed to be rushed or anything, but the best method that I found for me was on a 7-day period. I would calculate everything I eat from every single part of my day, from breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. Now, if I was to have a breakfast, I would calculate how much I ate in that breakfast. For now, I'll give you my average breakfast, what I have. I'll have 6 eggs. Each egg is 60 calories. 6 times 6 equals 360 calories. 360 calories plus, let's say, a piece of toast. I would have, that's 100 extra calories, 460 calories, and then a cup of milk. How much would that be? 1 cup of milk is typically 120 calories because I like to eat full-fat milk. How do I know all these calories? I've learned to track them down over time, and that's just in my head for good now. It's pretty funny. But either way, as I track those calories, that total is 580 calories for breakfast, which is a solid breakfast, coming out to 6 grams of protein per egg, which equals 6 times 6 eggs. You'd have 36 grams of protein, which is just great right there and then you have 8 grams of protein from the milk, which equals even 44 to 46 grams of protein with the toast, which would be just great. That's a wonderful and very powerful breakfast. But that isn't the first part of that isn't the finished amount of tracking your calories. You'd have to track your lunch, your dinner, if you have 3 meals in a day, and your snacks. Now, it may seem like a lot to wrap your head around, but once you get into the swing of things, you'll be able to do it quite easily. So, obviously, one way to track your calories, you can look it up on your phone, through Google, through Safari, whatever you choose to use. Or you can just look simply in the back of most of every single everyday food item, Typically, they will show you how much is per serving, how much you should be eating, how much they recommend you to eat, and there's a lot of really cool things you can see on the back of every single food product you eat, how much you have per your daily value, all these types of things. Not to dive too deep into there, but I like to overall let you know that is what I would do. That is how I would maintain my calories. So I would take every single day as it is, I would take every meal as it is, every snack as it is, and I would calculate it meticulously. That's how I would. And I found out that typically for me to maintain my current physique, my current body type, I am currently 195 pounds, currently. For me, what I would have to eat to maintain without being hungry, without wanting more, and without feeling like I overate, I have to eat roughly around 22 to 2600 calories. Most days it's about 2400 calories. Now, for me, I chose to go with the 1-month method recently because I wanted to see how much I am now, because I haven't done that for quite some time, about 2 years now. So I chose to do the 1-month method, and I found out that I have around 2400 calories in my body that I need typically to feel good, about 2400. Now, everybody changes, everybody's different. I stand at 5'9", 5'10" on a good day, and I need around 2400 calories with my rough activity. I work out roughly 4, max 5 times a week. I've been trying to up it a little more lately just because I feel more energized to do so. Even though I do let you guys know you should have at least 2 to 3 days of rest days per week, which should be optimal. Either way, to maintain your current physique, I would recommend to anybody, practice counting your calories for every single meal, every single snack. If you have snacks, if you don't have good meals, do that for a week straight. Make sure your calorie counting is as accurate as possible. That way you will know the total sum of what you have per day, and you don't have to count every single calorie to the very tiniest little calorie, but the more accurate you have is the more better. So when you have all the calories counted up per 7 days, you don't need to add them up what, 2400 times 7, you know, you don't need to add that up, but you just need to see how much you have per day. Some days you might have 24, some days you might have 27, some days you might have 22. You can choose to calculate it more mathematically, or you can just choose to say, well, I roughly had between 22 to 27. I'll cut in the middle and I'll have 24.5, you know, something like that. That's how I would break down my maintenance, and I've seen great goals through that, great significant changes through just tracking my maintenance, because I know how much I should be eating to feel content and full so I don't gain or lose. Right now I am bulking, so I'm eating a surplus. I typically eat from 28 to 3,000 calories per day, but everybody's different. Thank you so much for watching the video. That is it for the maintaining video. Hope you guys liked it. If there's anything I missed, please drop a comment below. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. It would mean very much to me. Have a great day.